YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we got another video here by Rev say desu. You don't hate anime localizers enough. So I wonder what's happening with this drama about anime localizers. I see on the cover there's blue point, blue log, blue something, blue period, whatever this anime is, it's there. It was a Netflix anime. Yeah, it was a blue period. I forgot the name. But let's just check it out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And yeah, let's just jump into the video.
Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So there's only 3 guarantees in life. That is death, taxes, and anime and manga localizers messing everything up.
True.
We have seen this happen many times before where localizers abuse their position as a trusted translator and then they inject their political
Rubbish.
beliefs or their terrible humor into Japanese products that they're vandalizing. And unfortunately today we have multiple stories involving anime and manga local.
And I wonder why does that happen. It's like why would you now try and have a whole political belief and all of that rubbish? Make your own show. Go make your own freaking show, dude. I hate it so much.
Misusing their trusted position. But before we get into that slop fest, I got some good news for you guys. It's the end of the month, and you know what that means. Some deals over at Advanced.
Make your money, make your money.
Comment, get one here. Okay, so let's get right into the localization drama right here. So, Netflix localizers rewrite Blue Box English script. Sees character complimented for being feminist instead of feminine. Yeah, that seems like another blatant vandalization. So let's get some background and context on these related manga.
Not that deep, but I get where they're coming from.
Panels that were involved in this anime localization. So it begins with this. There's a conversation about a play, and there's a sort of trope going on here, right? Where it's like a romance where the woman who's rescued immediately falls in love and wants to marry the man who saves her, type of thing. You can see the heroine being struck by misfortune and hardship that I can sympathize with, but I can't abide by her just up and marrying some random prince. You know, the classic like Disney trope, right?
Yeah.
So then they go on, and she responds to that by saying, "That's surprisingly feminine perspective." Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, how do they do it in the anime? Well, Netflix said that's very feminist. Now, obviously, there is a difference between something being feminine and something being feminist, especially with a state of mind or how you view a certain situation. It's a clear vandalization of the original text, and they're doing this for reasons that make no sense. The feminine comment was good. It made sense. This is changing it for an agenda.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation for it. This is not one of those cop-outs where the localizer can say, oh, I don't know if this word really translates well into English, or maybe people won't understand it. Like, you know, this is just an example. Like, oh, the main character.
Okay, so my honest opinions about this whole situation, it's not that deep. Come on, like the whole feminist and feminine, I get it, because feminist is a movement and feminine is just him having girl traits. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Is it that deep? Isn't it? I don't know. It's pretty light. It's not the most like biggest thing. Maybe it was a spelling error, maybe, or maybe they're trying to push an agenda. Maybe it's not that deep. You know, yeah. If it was something a bit worse, I thought it was gonna be worse than this. But this is not. You know, this is like a pushover thing. We've seen worse. You know, we've seen a lot worse. So yeah, it's nothing crazy. You know.
Called the girl a tsundere. We don't know if people understand what tsundere is, so we'll just translate it to something they can, like skibidi toilet. You know, that's the type of stuff they normally do, but this doesn't even work here because the original line was completely fine before it was tampered with by this localizer. And if you trust Netflix at this point to do anything positive with their localizations, you're just kind of blind to what's going on there. It's another giant L for Netflix. I want them to stay far away from anime at this point because they continue to mess things up. And that's not even going into...
No, I think it's a good thing Netflix is involved with anime. It brings a lot more competition. Crunchyroll just keeps messing up. You know, I feel like Crunchyroll, they just keep on messing up. I feel like Netflix, it's a good thing that they end this whole anime sphere and bubble. I won't hate on that. It's a small thing, honestly.
To the live action adaptations, like the recent Bet live action that was unveiled that's based on Kakegurui.
No. Live actions needs to die. That one was garbage. That one was that's a catastrophe. So what happened? Kakegurui got a live action or adaptation. If you've ever watched Kakegurui, man, Kakegurui is honestly top tier. The live action adaptation that Netflix has is garbage. Absolute garbage, honestly.
Talked about that about a week ago if you want to check out that video and see how cringe that live action is. But before we get too lost in the sauce here, let's move on to another localization disaster going on here. You can see this description. Localizers destroyed the 100-line Last Defense Academy with Zoomer dialogue. The 100-line Last Defense Academy's English localization butchered with references to 90s sitcom and transgender egg-cracking grooming terminology. So we're basing it on a post here from Steam,
what happened? Yeah,
which is titled English Localization Issue, saying, I enjoyed the demo overall, but I couldn't help but notice that Localizers have seemingly been involved with translating this game. Why do they keep hiring them? So there's a couple examples, and they get kind of progressively more unhinged, starting with this one saying, each one of you is as unique as a snowflake, and that's okay. We're all about diversity here. A little difference in opinion now and then is inevitable. I wonder if that applies to all opinions or just the ones they agree with. Here's another one saying, Kyohoho, prepare to get ponzered, noobs. My God, reminds me of that one translator, Katrina. This is the type of Zoomer language she would love to use. Maybe she's the one behind this. Who knows?
I feel like as well, that's pretty true. I feel like a lot of people are kind of a bit out of touch. I feel like people are getting old, man. And there's like a Gen X type of statements and a Gen Z. I went to class recently and people were talking about like what are like, the abbreviations of like slang, the LOLs, the LMFO, laughing my ass off. What else, like those type of languages, the abbreviations that we use on everyday texting. There's actually a new kind of like Gen X type of things. So I feel like a lot of people haven't really adapted because they're getting old. It's not their type of language or slang. So I feel like their whole noob and all of those things are kind of a bit, it's new for them, I mean, no, they're still kind of stuck in the past, so yeah, it's weird.
Someone saying, oh no, we're too late. The lights left his eyes and his soul has flown to Abraham's bosom.
Wow.
Interesting. Another one. Hey, it's probably nothing. And Aito's okay, so it's all good. Amen, hallelujah, peanut butter.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
I don't even get that one. Like, I don't understand. They
that
made it more
too
confusing. And here's the one a lot of people are talking about. So it says this, can't hit girls. You sure you're not really a dude? Now would be a great time for you to crack your egg and take a pounding.
Wow.
So this is the one everyone's talking about because it's using this egg cracking reference here, and some people will get mad at me and say, there's actually like positive uses of this phrase. Well, I don't see it.
Where?
The only context I've ever seen this egg cracking terminology ever used is when an adult is grooming a vulnerable child and trying to convince them that they're trans. So that's the only time I've seen it. It's in that definition of the word is a very predatory practice. Whatever
cracking the egg
type of terminology,
because I've never heard of cracking the egg. I thought it was maybe losing your virginity. Oh, so now it makes more sense of somebody trying to turn somebody like a younger person into trans, the whole grooming thing. Yeah, man, I hate talking about LGBTQ.
Type of interpretation you have of this term. I'm just saying the one that people are clearly using in this context and the one that is associated with the negative use of this term. And seeing this injected into a game like this where clearly that was not the original language is very bizarre. Like very bizarre. Like this is like peak localizer energy right here, putting this stuff in.
It's more wokeism than localization.
Very strange. But there's another situation involving a localization. one that possibly gives hope or false hope to people depending on how you view this particular situation. So you can see the headline here. Trails in the Sky remake confirms new English localization promises an authentic experience that honors the original Japanese text. Well,
Wow.
I'll believe it when I see it.
it.
I hate to be a pessimist about these things, but with the amount of fake,
Rubbish.
unfounded promises that people have said about localization.
I feel like localization is just pure wokeism. I feel like it's what wokeism is. I feel like they take people, especially which are especially over the age of 30, to make and write these type of games, and I feel like that's where they kind of mess it up, because people which are over 30 are old. You're old, my guy. You know, you kind of don't understand the slangs and terminologies of like the new modern youth. So their views and all of their perspectives of reality are kind of different from somebody which is like in their early 20s to 17. They're in their teens, you know.
And being authentic. I have my concerns about this. I'm not going to trust it until it's actually doing the thing that they're saying they're going to do. So basically, the background here is that the original English script was very flawed. It had a lot of bad localizations in there, and there is some commendable things you can say. Apparently, it's like one of the most intensive dialogue series. Like the amount of dialogue is insane. So the fact that people were able to actually get it done in any sort of form is commendable, but the localization was not well received. And now we're getting this second crack at this that hopes to fix it. And it's being promised recently in a press release that it's going to be authentic to the original text, which is great. But again, I'll believe it when I see it. This is the problem with localizers and any sort of English translation of Japanese media. They've created a reputation for themselves that they can't be trusted. And that is really hard to overcome, because there is a group of localizers out there continuing to do this over and over again, hurting the reputation of their quote-unquote craft.
Company.
I think most people at this point, they prefer an honest translation, even one that might be a little awkward.
Nah, because honestly, it's not even about honest translation. These people are gonna get cooked by AI, because AI is gonna do a better job, you know. So I feel like they should just make sure that they craft it a bit more before AI takes over, and that's the only thing that they have to be worried about, honestly.
As long as it's being faithful to the original text, they don't want everything being localized, and they definitely don't like the political message.
No, because localization is honestly wokeism, you know. Yeah,
being inserted into their products. And also the Zoomer language and the Zoomer humor and all that stuff that people are just absolutely tired of at this point. And as always,
it shows that these people are too freaking old. Like, like you're old, like buddy. Like trust. I know when I like trust me. Me being old is so difficult, because you don't realize it up until it's too late.
Conversation always comes up about AI. So AI, in terms of translating anime and manga, can be a valuable tool if there's no other option, right? So if you're trying to check out a manga series, let's say, and there's no translations or localizations anywhere, well, using AI to get a machine translation might be useful, because otherwise you might not ever get to check out this series if you don't speak the language. But also people are looking at it, well, one day maybe AI will replace more localizers. And I don't think that is a positive.
It's not that it maybe. It will. It will. Definitely. If they keep on doing this, man, they're gonna get cooked. AI is already taking a lot of people's jobs, you know, because it's cheaper. It's easier. Number one, it's cheaper, and it will do its job. So it's just dangerous. Again, AI is not creating stories. It's just doing things that are easy to do, you know?
If you have a translator actually doing their job well, that is the ideal, without any question. However, when you have these localizers messing up over and over again, people are starting to turn to AI. They'd rather have a flawed direct translation than to have someone intentionally messing with the original text with their localization. And it's at this point where no, we shouldn't be cheering on AI and being like, oh my god, yeah, replace all translators with AI because of these bad localizers. That shouldn't be the approach. But again, nobody's going to feel sorry for these localizers when they're replaced by AI because of all the nonsense they've been doing over and over again, for years. It's very much like the English voice acting situation right now, where we have that SAG-AFTRA, not really a strike, but actually a.
And imagine, when you think about it, being a localizer, does it pay that much? Not really. And you gotta think about it. If I was an English company or somebody, I would definitely be using AI. AI is the future, bro. Like, it is what it is.
Work refusal where people are saying you're going to be replaced by AI if you're going to go on strike, and then you're also going to attack other voice actors for taking jobs, attack fans, and act like a complete lunatic. People won't feel sorry if you're replaced by AI, or at the very least, they won't be sorry when you get replaced in the first place. But anyways, we're getting a little bit on a tangent here, but I want to end the video here. As always, feel free to share your thoughts.
Okay, the localization thing, I thought it was going to be something a bit more deeper. It's cool. It's not that deep. Bro, localization is localization, guys. I mean, it's just political views, wokeism. I just feel like a lot of people just need to write the freaking translation. Let's get it over and done with. Stop adding tangents and small things. Boomer mindset. I feel like a lot of people are zoomers. A lot of people in these industries are freaking old as well, and they don't realize that they're old. Because yeah, dude, you'll be 30 and still doing things because you're 30. Meanwhile, there's the younger kids, and it's very difficult to adapt. I'm in my mid-20s, so being in my mid-20s, I also start realizing I don't understand a lot of new terminologies and a lot of new content creators, a lot of new content that's out there. But yeah, guys, you guys tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Of course, this is another video from me to you. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.